Shalom, Yasharala. This is your brother WW3 from GMS Tampa Bay #07, coming at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions. All right, I got basically a series of lessons, or basically a series of news articles and a couple quite a few scriptures I'm gonna pull out, and I'm gonna do it in a series. All right, so I'll do I think it's about 3 or 4 different news articles all tying into the same thing. I'll read, in this video I'll do one news article, the next video another news article, and the next one so on and so forth. All right, and then after that I'll bring in the scriptures after that. So I'll kind of cut down on the time constraint. All right, so some of these videos will be kind of short with just a news article, but like I said, it's gonna be a part of one big series. They're gonna all be tied together. All right, I know Jake don't have quite a long attention span, so we don't want to make one long video. All right, so it says this is dealing with the Philippines. All right, this is from RT. It says, who are you to warn us? Duterte hits back after U.S. warning to stay away from Russian arms. Now, hey man, this Duterte dude, this is my boy right here, man. Hey, I think homeboy might be a Jake, like seriously a Jake, man. The way homeboy, hey man, homeboy, like the scriptures say, talking about Yahweh Shah, he had a voice of many waters, right? Or like, he was austere and stern. How, when Jake speak, Jake got that bass in his voice. When Jake be at work, around these Edomites and shit, Jake gotta talk all calm and soft and this and that. I had to check my damn self like that at my job. I used to always get in trouble for so-called yelling and arguing with people, and I was like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? You know what I'm saying? And like, well, the boss was like, well, Dave, some people are just a little afraid to talk to you. I'm like, nah, man, you might be afraid to talk to me, man. Maybe because you an Edomite and you know how y'all get down. I didn't tell him no shit like that. But this is what I'm thinking in my head. I'm like, oh, that's what came into my mind. When we speak with authority. We speak, we very compassionate and fervent about the things that we be into. So when we speak, man, we'll have a conversation with our homeboys. About some crazy shit that didn't happen to us in the world. Like, bro, you won't believe this shit that happened to me yesterday, bro. Man, I came through that bitch and hit the lick for 145, whatever. Man, and I got some new things and put it on. Bro, that shit was live, bro. We'll be all super into whatever our conversation was about, And people, Edomites from a distance be looking at us like, what the hell? They might think you arguing or something like that, We speak with a lot of body language and stuff, and we speak like that, And just looking through the spirit, this is how this guy here, Duterte, his spirit kind of acts, He's like, man, who the fuck is you to be trying to tell me what I can and can't do in my country? You think I'm going to sit back and wait? Man, hell no. I ain't taking your shit no more, So just reading through the spirit, hey, man, Duterte, he kind of seemed like a Jake to me, But getting to the article, and speaking of which, that's how this article is headlined, Who are you to warn us? You know what I'm saying? Like, all these other Edomites, they all cucks, they just scared to say something. But, Jake, I'm like, man, who the fuck is you? And what you finna do about it, But continuing on, it says, Duterte hits back after U.S. warning to stay away from Russian arms. Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte slammed Washington for telling his country that what weapons to buy, but appeased the Americans by saying that the submarines it may purchase from Russia won't be used against them. All right. Duterte was outraged by last week's statement from the U.S. Assistant Secretary of Defense for Asian and Pacific Affairs, Randall Shriver, who said that the Philippines should think very carefully about acquiring Russian subs and other weapons as it would jeopardize the alliance between Washington and Manila. So basically, look, man, Duterte on the right path. This so-called white man, the damn devil, man. How you gonna tell another man what he can and can't do? What kind of food he can and can't cook inside his house? Now, hold up. We ain't talking about a real serious scenario like, you got lawful food and unlawful food. But, you know what I'm saying? How you gonna tell another man what color walls he could paint his own house and he paid for it, man? You see what I'm saying? That's just in Jake's spirit. Hold up. I run this shit, homie. You know what I'm saying? Just like when you was a young child, Jake mama's like, look, man, you ain't got no say so around here till you pay some bills around this motherfucker, man. All right. And like I said, hey, homeboy got the same spirit. Like, who are you to tell us we can't buy this? You know what I'm saying? But you over here doing X, Y, and Z, bro. You can't, nah, bro. You keep your ass at home. All right. It says, like the scripture say, hey, man, the spirit that's inside of him is not upright in him, you know. He neither keepeth at home, you know. He always in everybody else shit, you know. It says why did you stop other countries? Why are you stopping us? You're warning us. Who are you to warn us? The Philippine leader said during a speech in Davao City on Friday, as cited by the Inquirer.net website. All right, and so like homeboy, hey, like I said, homeboy, this some real this the spirit Jake need to be in. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, hold up, bro. Wait a minute. You see what I'm saying? Because this really homeboy power he got over us. We just, you know, well, first of all, we under his captivity. So it's the spirit that's, you know what I'm saying? We under his captivity. But for the main part about it, homeboy, that's why we call him the devil. He the deceiver. All he doing is lying to your ass about every damn thing, you know? Oh, you got to do this, you got to do that because you signed this, you signed that, and we got these agreements. But he don't uphold the agreements. He just telling you what you can and can't do to keep you weak and keep him strong. All right? He doing everything he can do to cut you out the picture, keep you weak. But he getting stronger and stronger around you, you know? So Duterte over here like, hold up, bro. Like, why we can't buy Russian arms? What you talking about? All right, now this is all falling into the scriptures and right all into line, you know. What, like, we're gonna get into that in one of the other videos, but you know, Russia is basically being a guardian to these other nations, man. They the ones selling these other nations these weapons, you know. Let the weak say I am strong. All right, are you become as weak as we now? Now we on an even playing field now, basically. How and why? Because the Philippines ain't really nobody. All right, they ain't like highly advanced technology. They not smart people like that. You know what I'm saying? They not really nobody in the world, on the world stage, more or less to say. But, you know what I'm saying, they're going to take part in this. Why? Because Russia is going to sell them some stuff. Russia going to be a guardian to them. It's not going to be them on their own might, you know. They all flocking up under the wing of Russia. We going into what we call World War III. You got to choose sides. It's going to be one side versus the other side. You can't just stand back and not be a part of it. All right. So, because if you don't, then shit, if the side, you better hope your side win. Because if not, you're going to be a slave to the other side. You know, this is the idea that they got in their mind, really not knowing that the Most High is going to really use their Hegelian dialectic against their ass, you know, problem, action, solution, or, you know, a divide and conquer on their ass. He will the east side versus the west side. And then once y'all weaken each other up, I'm going to just come through and sweep up the rest, you know. But nevertheless, continuing on, it says, he challenged Shriver to repeat the same warning to his face. Say that shit to my face, homie. I bet you won't say that shit to my face. You say that shit over the teleprompter and shit, you know. You say that shit on TV, but you won't say it to my face. Why? Because truth hurts. You know, I'll call you out over. Because, see, the people that's really standing up against America, they not doing the Donald Trump, you know. They not just coming out they ass with a bunch of bullshit. They hitting them with the straight truth and the straight facts. And these Edomites can't handle that, all right? So, like, when Donald Trump is dealing with Vladimir Putin, if he deals with Vladimir Putin or the whole Russia deal, they just talk shit about them and whatever, whatnot. You seen it with Kim Jong-un. Oh, look at little Rocket Man, this little motherfucker, whatever, whatnot, little Kim. And they talk all kind of crazy shit all out the sideways of their mouth, you know. Talk all kind of crazy shit like that, you know. But these other leaders, they not like that. They be like, listen, we're not going to talk a bunch of bullshit. If we're going to say something, we're going to say something about some truth. Put y'all on blast for real. Because you calling us shithole countries, that ain't doing nothing but making people mad. You know what I'm saying? But if we over here exposing you, telling you the truth, like, wait a minute, hold up. How the fuck you talking about they can't test nuclear weapons and build all this, but you the only people who will ever use these motherfuckers and they ain't never apologize for the shit, all right? Y'all all over here, y'all got the more nuclear weapons than everybody else combined. Maybe not Russia, but you know what I'm saying? Everybody else combined, y'all got more weapons than them. But y'all can't say shit about that. Oh, y'all worried about Iran getting a nuclear bomb. Let's not forget Israel is the only people in the Middle East with a nuclear weapon. And they the only people in the Middle East besides Saudi Arabia on an offensive attack, you know? Saudi Arabia is on our, like, American side, so that they don't really count. But really, Israel is the only people out there on offensive attacks in the Middle East. Everybody else is on defensive, strategic moves. They defending their damn stuff from the goddamn Western world bombarding their ass. All right. So, continuing on, it says, let me read this again. Again, it says, he challenged Shriver to repeat the same warning to his face. It says, you meet me in a forum, you state your case why you are against my country acquiring a submarine. You give me a reason why and make it public. All right. Basically, come out here, like, say it to my face, homie. Just don't beat around the bush. Don't be with your little politics and your forked tongue, your deceitful ass tongue, man. Don't be with all that bullshit. Come see me like a man, bro. Look me in my eyes when you say this deal. So if you lie to me, I'm gonna call you out. Be like, yo, you look me in my eyes when you said that bullshit, bro. You know you did. You know. It Says, is this how you want to treat an ally? I thought we was boys. Why can't you come talk to me face to face? Because see, between all this, he's showing the whole world that this is the damn devil, man. Because if he was on some righteousness, like he'd have no problem, but he being deceitful and shady. All right, why he got to be like that? Because he the damn devil, you know. Oh, let's lock it. It says, is this how you treat an ally? And you want us to stay with you all the time? Duterte wondered, adding that he was eager to ask U.S. President Donald Trump the same question if I get to see him. All right. So again, like I said, they don't really. I believe he a Jake. They don't really want to deal with Jake like that, especially Jake that like is on some type of level. You know what I'm saying? Like got some kind of righteousness about him. But like, yo, man, I'm gonna just hit your ass with the truth one time. Why can't you speak to me man to man? Like, you know, why you always got to be with these contracts and this and give me the runaround? Talk to me face to face, bro. Tell me what you really trying to do. You telling me I can't do this, but you over here doing that. How come I can't buy my own shit to defend my own stuff? How I know that you ain't finna come over and steal my shit next? All right. Says he blamed the U.S. for trying to keep the Philippines backwards in terms of defensive capabilities. Again, America would do anything to keep you weak and get them stronger. All right. Vietnam has 7 submarines. Malaysia has 2. Indonesia is about 8. We're the only one without submarines in the region, the president argued. You see what I'm saying? Like, how come we can't have some shit to protect our own goddamn stuff? Like, and who the fuck, like, you must own us if you telling us we can't do what the fuck we want to do with our own money in our own house. Like, what kind of shit is that, you know? But it, like the scriptures say, whosoever would not worship the beast should be put to death. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you try that shit if you want to. You see the likes that happened to Saddam Hussein and Muammar Gaddafi and what they trying to do to Bashar al-Assad. All right. It says, however, the president claimed Washington. However, the president calmed Washington by saying, we're not using it, submarines, against you. Neither can we use it against China or anybody else because we're underarmed. Duterte also criticized the Americans for selling refurbished helicopters to Manila, which some of which he said already crashed, while some countries like Russia and China simply donated used equipment to the Philippines and never asked us for even a paperclip. All right. That's just all through the spirit, because like I said, the scriptures say Russia's going to be a guard unto them. Russia ain't got no choice but to be giving out all they military equipment. And really, they got a whole bunch of shit, just like America got a whole bunch of shit that is still very superior to what the rest of the world got, because the rest of the world is like way far behind on military equipment. Like these niggas, if they even got planes, a lot of them, even if they do have like fighter planes and shit like that, they got like old school shit. Well, America really got old school shit too, still using shit from the 80s, but they claim they got shit from the 80s still, like the Bradley tanks, the M1 Abrams. But really what they doing, like what Russia's doing, equivalent to America, is, let's say America got these M1 Abrams and these Bradley tanks and shit, the Humvees that's been around since the 70s, the 80s, the Apache, the Black Hawk. All right. Well, Russia, let's say Russia was America, and America's doing the same thing, all right, to NATO and all of them. We giving away all that old shit to them because America got a whole arsenal of new shit, all right. Same with Russia. Russia getting rid of all their old shit basically for free because they don't need the shit no more. They got a whole bunch of new shit. You know, like let's say all their old ICBM missiles, they old nuclear missiles and shit like that. They don't need none of that shit no more. They got the Satan 1 and Satan 2. And really, they don't even need none of the Satan 1s they got no more. Now they got all this hypersonic shit. You see what I'm saying? Nuclear powered shit. So they don't need none of the old shit no more. And they have a whole arsenal of that shit. So what are they going to do with it? They're going to be a guardian to these other people, them and a great company with them, you know, all with the bucklers and the shields and the helmets and the great armor, all sorts of armor. All right. So it says, Moscow and Manila has signed a military cooperation agreement last year with Russia, already supplying over 5,000 Kalashnikov. Those are AK-47s, basically. I can't pronounce it. Kalashnikov assault rifles to the Philippines for free to help it fight against the Islamic insurgency. Like I said, hey man, like I think the AK-47 comes from like, I want to say the 70s or something like that, which, I mean, it's a very reliable gun. You know, it's a good all-around gun. But man, they got some way new shit, man. They got some shit that they came out, you know what I'm saying, in like the early 2000s. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't upgrade it since Vladimir Putin became president. And then within the last couple years, man, you know what I'm saying? They really got some new shit out there now. You know what I'm saying? So this abundance of all these weapons. What do you think America was doing with ISIS? Come on, man. They getting rid of all these old. What do you think ISIS got? come on, man. America produces all those weapons and those rounds and all that shit to work like that, man. They don't just fall out of nowhere. You know, we're the manufacturing hubs for all that shit. You know, if Russia was manufacturing all this and giving all this shit to ISIS, wouldn't you think that'd be the number one headline in the paper? All right. All these weapons come from Hillary Clinton and Benghazi, arming basically ISIS in them, which would become ISIS in Libya with the Benghazi deal. All right. Eric Holder and Barack Obama in the Fast and the Furious deal. All right. Arming the cartels. All right. That's what they doing with all these old guns, just giving them all out. All right. It says Duterte's government also considered the purchase of submarines, patrol boats, helicopters, and armored vehicles from Russia. In early August, Philippine Foreign Minister Alan Peter Cantano vowed that U.S. pressure wouldn't see the country giving up on Russia arms purchases, calling it a test of our resolve for an independent foreign policy. Basically saying, look, it's either do or die. It's either we're gonna stand up or we're gonna lie down. You know, either we're gonna finally stand up, get up off our feet and out of the chains of America and they how do I say, they hegemony. All right, they grip around us. We're gonna either stand up and we're gonna fight them, or we're gonna just have to lay down and be in these chains of darkness, basically, you know, up under them, and then wait until time be for them to come over here and steal up all our shit and bombard us. All right, one way or another. It's like 300 in Xerxes. It's like, you know, this is basically what's going on. You know, you got the 300, like, listen, Xerxes and his whole army is approaching us. It's either we go out there now and try to, you know, push him back and get him to run off, or try to, you know what I'm saying, inflict as much damage as we can with, you know, with the little amount of losing as little amount of resources as we can right now before we lose everything, because eventually we're gonna just lose everything. All right, so we gotta, you know what I'm saying, try to do what we can do now. We either stand up now or we're gonna just wind up dying down. All right, so it says Washington recently tried to persuade India and Turkey to refrain from buying Russia S-400 air defense missile systems, but was told that it wasn't its business by both New Delhi and Ankara. Now, I'm not sure about India, but I know that Turkey is part of NATO. All right, now this is the big debacle between Turkey and, well, not really the big debacle. This is the newest shit. I mean, there was some other shit that was going on that Turkey have been, you know, since the coup that been going on that happened in Turkey. You know, basically America with Erdogan, Erdogan. All right. Homeboy, I guess, was getting out of line or whatever, whatnot, and, you know, not really following after America's guidance and they you know, the way they tell them to go. So they try to stage overthrow or coup of the government. All right, that was a couple years back. All right, but Erdogan wound up staying in power. All right, and Russia's starting, you know, they basically backing them now. All right, but Turkey's still a part of NATO. All right, but that ties is being severed. All right, now they talking about they want to purchase this S-400 system. But America's like, nah, hell no, you can't buy that shit, bro, because that's going to conflict and interfere with our systems. And we want y'all to buy this F-35 fighter jet, all right? Because y'all are part of NATO. We want all of NATO using this plane, all right? But America's like, y'all can't have the plane and the S-400 at the same time. I'm telling you, bro. And if you get that S-400, bro, we're going to come down on your ass. And Turkey is like, man, fuck that. We ain't really, hey, listen, we know we are ally over here, which is one of our biggest supports for territorial reach. You know, we can fly into there and refuel and fly out of there, and I think we got a large nuclear arsenal over in Turkey, you know, so that's a big place for America to have over in the Middle East, geopolitically, you know, good strategic point. But nevertheless, Turkey see what's coming down the pipeline, you know, and they better off being in alliance with Russia. So they like, yo, let us get this S-400. So once we get this, that can stop the bombardment of America flying over here and bombing our ass, trying to just goddamn rape our ass, you know, if we can get an air defense system, all right, something that could take down their shit, you know. But America's like, hell nah, because we can't really defend ourselves against that, for one. And two, it's going to be in direct conflict with you getting this F-35 plane. We don't want you to have them both at the same time, because that could compromise our so-called patents and our technology, all right? But we got other stories, like I said, that's going to tie into both of these places, Turkey and India. All right. So, like I said, stay tuned. It's going to be a multi-part to a couple of these here stories. I think it's like 4 stories. And we're going to go into the scriptures, how all these stories all tie into each other, bringing us up to the doors of World War III, you know, basically like an algorithm, like the brother Ariala does so wonderfully well down in Texas. All right. So, Lord willing, this here article is, you know, edifying. And stay tuned for the next one. All right. Say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakal Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught me this truth and that ruled well. And salutation and much love for you, Arking, pushing this truth and sincerity on the 4 corners of the earth and enduring afflictions. Stay strong. Shalom.